Hey guys, Emma here, also known as 8 Vinyl Low, bringing you guys another video. Today's video is going to be a contest entry into Mazzy's 500 subs 1969 contest. For those of you who are not familiar with this contest, it's been all over the VC, so I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, know what contest I'm talking about and also who Mazzy is in the VC. Very awesome guy, Norman Maslov. I'm going to link his channel down below. For those of you who are not familiar with him, I definitely recommend checking him out. He has such a vast knowledge of just music in general and is a super fun person to watch on camera and seems like a super nice guy as well. So definitely check out his channel if you're not familiar with him. I'm also going to leave the contest link below. But yeah, so basically he is doing a 500 subs contest, even though he's like way past that now. The theme is 1969, so there's a few questions that he asked us to do that kind of base around that theme of 1969. So I'm just gonna get right into it and we'll see where this leads. Got my little note sheet here. Okay, first thing is to show an album that you think everyone should own. Immediately my mind went to sharing a Cheap Trick album because I am I don't even need to say it probably, but I really love Cheap Trick. They're my favorite band for those of you who are new to watching. But I thought I feel like I show it a lot for that type of question in terms of what album should everyone own, and I normally pull out Cheap Trick's 1977 album, which I also agree everybody should own. But I'm going to change it up too because I think there's another album that everybody should own. And I'm going with, for this one, I'm going with the Blues Breakers here, John Mayall and the Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton, also known as the Beano album. I've talked about this on my channel before, and I can't hype this up enough. This is such a phenomenal album, killer album. Of course, Clapton, especially early Clapton, like the guitar work on here is phenomenal. Just this group of guys really knock it out of the park on this album, and in my opinion, it is, I'm not going to go and say the best, but it's definitely one of the best British blues albums in general, if not the best. And John Mayall being the godfather of British blues, that's kind of where it's going, but just a great album. Like I said, I talk about this record a lot. I talk about John Mayall a lot. I really love him and his work. And I think even if you're not really into British blues, or maybe even not even into just blues, that blues genre in general, I really think that if you give this album a try that you'd actually really enjoy it. Really phenomenal stuff, especially if you're into just really amazing, intense sounding kind of guitar work. This is great stuff. If you're a fan of Clapton and you haven't checked this out, check it out. And if you just want to kind of get into new music, I definitely recommend checking this album out and giving it a listen, because I really think that you'd enjoy it, regardless of where your taste's at in terms of music. So, album everyone should own, John Mayall's Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton. Also recommend the one with Peter Green called A Hard Road. That one is great as well. Alright, moving on here. It says, number 2, one record you would play to put you in a mood. Mazzy said that it could be any mood, so the mood that I'm choosing is Happy, a record that puts me in a happy mood. And this is because I need to show this band. I can't go a video without doing it. Album that puts me in a happy mood. This is Cheap Trick. This is their 2016 release, Bang Zoom Crazy Hello. They put this out the same year that they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And actually, for a newer album from an older band, this thing rocks. And yes, I'm biased, but you know what? Go listen to it and let me know what you think if you haven't yet, because it's really good. this album is actually up there in terms of my favorite Cheap Trick albums. And in my opinion, or if you're just a casual Cheap Trick fan, there's kind of albums that are going to be at the top of any list in terms of best. This is up there. This is like in my top 5, honestly. Really, really good stuff. It has Dax Nielsen and Rick Sun, so obviously not the original lineup, but I love Dax, awesome guy, super nice too. Just great songs on here. It kicks off with Heart Is on the Line on side 1. Really big kind of, I mean, it's Cheap Trick, but it also encompasses that power pop sound and then just like rock sound in there. And it's just a killer way to open up an album. And then it gets into a song called No Direction Home, which is one of my favorite songs off this album. And before I keep babbling about this, I'm going to stop because I could talk about Cheap Trick stuff all day. But yeah, so an album that puts me in a mood, a happy mood, it's going to be Cheap Trick. Mostly any Cheap Trick, but today I wanted to share my love for Bang Zoom Crazy. Hello. Alright, moving along. Number 3, show an album with beautiful cover art. I was kind of going through the albums that I have, and this one just stood out, and when I was looking at the spine, stuff like that. Okay, what's colorful, what pops? This one was the first one to stand out for me, and I pulled it out and looked at it and said, yep, this has perfect, beautiful cover art on there. Here is Nuggets. Of course, many people in the VC are very familiar with this album and are super jealous that I picked this up for $1 at a garage sale early in the summer. It might have been late spring, actually. Great early psychedelic compilation here, and in terms of artwork, I love it. The font of Nuggets just pops. All the colors pops. It's definitely, like I said, a psychedelic influence, being a psychedelic record. So you're gonna get a bunch of just, you know, crazy, funky colors, super colorful, super fun, a lot of shapes, a lot of design. Yeah, so this was definitely something that popped out to me right away, and I think that it is beautiful and awesome. And even the back. Even though a lot of it's writing too, you just kind of get this psych pop here. So I love it. And I love all the colors, and like I said, the font is super cool in my opinion. So yeah, so we'll go with that. Okay, next one is now taking on this kind of 1969 theme. Show an artist who released their first album in 1969. Alright. So I am going here with a band that I've shown before and talked about before, and I'm going to go with Taste. This is their debut album, Taste of course being with Rory Gallagher. This is their debut album from 1969. I think it was released on April 1st, but this album is no joke. Amazing stuff. I don't know what else to say because I kind of talked about this in a more recent video, so I could just keep repeating myself. Oh, it's awesome. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, it sounds awesome. I know a lot of people in the VC are familiar with Rory Gallagher and his work with Taste. I'm a big fan of Taste's second album called On the Boards. Still haven't figured out which one I like more. I'm kind of leaning towards the second one, but this one is still absolutely killer. Anything with Rory Gallagher is going to be amazing. I'm a big Rory Gallagher fan, so of course a big Taste fan too. But in terms of thinking about 1969 and looking at lists of what albums came out, this one is the one that I wanted to show. And actually, moving on to question 6, what's my favorite album from 1969? It's this one. I was going through lists trying to figure out, okay, what albums were released in 1969, thinking about what I have, thinking about what I like, what I don't like, and when I pulled this one to show for the first question, you know, just show an album from 1969, and I looked at the other question that said your favorite album. I'm comparing them, going back and forth. You know, you have Zeppelin's debut, a bunch of other just amazing records from amazing artists. But I'm just going with this one still. I'm still going with Taste. I love this thing. Of course, I know Irish band, but I still categorize them kind of in the British blues movement, and that's just my genre, and this is my baby, and I love Rory Gallagher. So I'm going with this one, favorite album from 1969, Taste, debut. Alright, so now I think that's it. Now we're going to a bonus round where we are asked to show Mazzy's 3 favorite bands. It's helped that a lot of people already have post videos and that I've been watching and enjoying them, so I kind of have an idea. Call it cheating or not, you're the judge of that, I guess. But he also wants you to wear a hat, so I brought the perfect hat for the occasion. I think it's going to get me a lot of brownie points for this one. I had to pull out, for Mazzy, of course, a Billy Joel hat, because it just, you know, I really want to win, and I think that this will help. So I'm wearing my my Billy Joel hat for you, Mazzy. You're welcome. Alright, put that on. I'm also wearing a sneak peek into your favorite artists here. Okay, Mazzy's 3 favorite bands. First, we're going to show The Byrds. Number 2 on the list of Mazzy's favorite bands, The Kinks. And number 3 on the list of Mazzy's favorite bands, of course, The Beatles. And of course, I'm wearing The Beatles down here. You know, I was really kind of leaning towards showing Billy Joel for this one, but I didn't want to be too obvious, and kind of give that hint away for other people that kind of want to join the contest. So didn't choose that, but I thought that you would enjoy that hat. But yeah, with that, that is all I think in terms of things that you need for this contest. I think I covered everything, so again, congratulations, Mazzy, on reaching 500 plus subscribers, and I hope that you all have a great rest of your day or night or whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys for my next video. Bye, guys.